All right. Welcome to this number 3 question and answer video, the Attentive Mind. Your questions answered. So let's get started. All right. First question. Thank you so much for your daily videos. I have meditated for a few years, and for about a year, I did it daily. The common advice I have received is that you should meditate without goals or expectations. How do you stay motivated to practice daily if you have no goals or expectations? Why do you do it if there are no benefits? I read an article about meditation apps and it stated that a lot of people abandon these apps rather quickly because the benefits and results are subtle and not instantaneous. How do you stay motivated? That's a really good question. It's not easy to keep meditating, especially if it feels mundane. And especially if you rely on these kind of daily meditation videos or like videos online, the amount of insight that you get from these kind of daily practices will be a subtle change. When instead you can do like a deep meditation retreat or do 3 days, no talking and just meditation. Now, I'm not suggesting that for beginners, but because most of us aren't inclined to do some intense meditation retreat, we don't have this kind of blowout insight, which can be available. So the way we stay motivated to do meditation is by doing it besides motivation. Motivation should be zero factor. And this is what is called, of course, discipline. Discipline is doing something regardless of how you feel. Now you say there's no benefits. There are a lot of benefits, right? You can read amazing literature on the medical benefits of meditation. You can find all of the great insights about feeling selfless and having a wonderful relationship with other people, and you're more attentive to your daily life. There's wonderful benefits. However, even if meditation was bad for you, and this is something Sam Harris says, even if it was bad for you, I'd still suggest doing it. Because it's kind of like if you were being deceived by somebody, wouldn't you want to know that you're being deceived? Wouldn't you, even if like that deception gave you comfort? It's important to know anyway. Waking up is waking up from everything we call my life. Now, I will say, on the other side of waking up from that isn't horror or terribleness or dissatisfaction. It's quite the opposite. It's realizing intimately that this everyday my life me person was never real, ever. And it doesn't matter if you get health benefits from the practice. It's to learn that the center you feel to be right now is a dream. Now, you can keep living that dream. But remember, it's ultimately a thought that's holding on to this so-called ego that keeps us unsatisfied in life, hurting, and frustrated. So, of course, I encourage you, and me doing this every single day is a way to encourage you to keep going, to keep practicing, no matter what. Trust me, I don't want to practice every day, but I do. And eventually it becomes not really a practice. It's not a discipline. It becomes something you just are, something you emulate. So give it time, but don't seek motivation to help you practice. Discipline is what it's about. I hope that helps. All right, the next question is, Nathan, thank you for answering these questions. I had asked the last question, took me a long time to come back to watch this. This is the first question and answer video. I was in the hospital. Oh, your answer to the first part of the question really blew me away. Wow, that's it? I can't find the watcher or the experiencer because it's not there. Right. So I'm not some kind of total screw up then. No, you're not. No, you're not. Ha, cool. Thank you for that. The second part of the question about the pain that arises or gets louder and stronger, I probably should have mentioned that I already have chronic pain or illness. There's no comfortable physically for me. I'm sorry to hear that. I think when I finally sit and do the practice along with you, it's the first chance I give myself to stop and allow it, instead of trying to push the pain away or distract from it all the time. So it gets more intense, like it's saying, hi, I'm here, pay attention to me. Very good, that's very true. Sometimes I can sit with it and finish the meditation, the pain might subside a bit. Other times it's too intense. Maybe I'm pushing too hard. I'll try to back off, like you said. I really appreciate your response. Sorry that mine's so late. You're awesome. Keep doing what you do. I guess that's not really a question, I just realized. But yeah, I don't have chronic pain. So my answer won't be from a place of experience. And I feel for you because I know people who have chronic pain and it can be very debilitating. I can only speak from other meditators who have chronic pain and when I've had like injuries and pain in the past, what I have learned from this practice about pain. And of course, like you said, it wants to scream at you and say, this is important, pay attention to me right now. And of course, we do, which makes it worse. I always go back to this quote from the Buddha, who says, just because the body is sick does not mean the mind has to be sick as well. And we do this, when we feel a physical sensation that's uncomfortable, painful, frustrating, we want to run away from it. We want to make sure we don't feel that anymore. It's not something we want. And because of that, we actually make things worse for ourselves. We perpetuate the idea that this pain will continue in the future and it will never feel better, or this is just my life. It's just this cloud of negativity. But as Ajahn Chah says, whatever's bothering you, whatever is irritating you, that is your teacher. So whatever you can do, turn this into a teaching. Allow the pain to show you. What is in pain? What doesn't want it? What is running away? This is a chance. Actually, my teacher's teacher, I'm sorry, I'm bringing up a lot of teachers right now, but my teacher's teacher would say, this is a very good Zen practice, you in pain. You're in the hospital and you're sick, that's hospital meditation. It's a real chance to sit and look. What is this body? What dies? I hope you all understand. What we're doing here is what they call in Zen the great work of life and death. Meditation is a way to kind of confront that thing that we are always running from. Reality. We live and we die. Where do we come from? Where do we go? And what are we in between? So I feel for you, but of course I can only speak from my short experience with pain. And I'm sure when I go through some sort of chronic pain or something else, I will know. Now, trauma and psychological pain I can definitely talk to about, but physical pain is a bit different. Just don't run from it. Let it be your teacher. I hope that helps. So next question. When you mean the you is an idea, do you refer to the ego? Because the real I is what most spiritual teachers refer to as awareness or consciousness. And that is something that is beyond just an idea, right? Right. Hope you understand what I mean. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, when I mean the you, when I'm saying like you is just an idea, I'm usually referring to the you most of us feel to be on a day-to-day basis. The one that has a story, a name, a personality, who goes through trouble. I'm tired. I don't like this. I don't like them. They're that kind of person. I'm this kind of person. You don't like this. I don't understand why I'm so powerful. Why does everything always hurt me? Why am I always the one that's good news? That one. We all know that one. And yeah, you can call it the ego. It's a good way to say it. The real I, yeah. The better word for I don't like I because it seems personal. Seems like there's a thing there. Awareness is great. Consciousness is a good word. Emptiness is a good word. But these are just words. They're not, they're just words ultimately. So you drop the word, what are you? It's not about the names. It's an experience. It is, actually, it is what there is, just experience. So you just stay there. Actually, I think there's a reply here, and I thought was really good. Yeah, there's a reply. Ken Wilbler said something like, words are always just pointing, like a finger pointing to the moon is not the moon. Yeah, it's a Buddhist thing. A finger pointing to the moon is not the moon. If you focus on the finger, you won't see the moon. Words are like the fingers. They're not the moon. So he continues. So transcendental philosophy is in a dilemma, trying to explain something that it cannot be explained in linear words. That's right. The now can just be intimately experienced. Intimately experienced. Maybe immediately experienced. So awareness and consciousness are good words, but in the end, just words. Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Perfect. Very good response, whoever said that. Very good response. And I'm going to love it right now, so you'll see when I loved it. Cool. All right. I think this is the last one. No, we got two more. Okay, so my parents have been visiting me since a week, I guess for a week, and dukkha overtook me. So dukkha is the word, Buddhist, it's Pali, I think, or Sanskrit word for suffering, just general irritation, general unsatisfactoriness. To take care of them, so dukkha overtook me. To take care of them in the future, okay, is a pretty strong one. Chasing dreams is chasing dukkha. Okay, maybe that wasn't a question. Well, I will say that your family is, you can spend a very long time in a silent meditation retreat, which I have, and then have this experience of, man, I'm Buddha. I'm awake. Nothing can bother me. But then I go see my family, and it's all out the window. All of it. It's funny. Family is really important. But remember, they will only see you as they remember you. They won't see you as you are. That's just how family is. And so it will bring up all those things in the past about how you were treated, how they are. So just remember that if you're trying to wake up, spending a lot of time with family it's a really good thing, but just remember that's going to happen. It's going to happen. So, yeah, I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, Shunyo Suzuki, a great Zen master, he wrote Zen Mind, Beginner Mind, but he was asked, "Are you enlightened?" And he had the best answer. He said, "Ask my wife." That's enough said there. Okay, so last question. So if I go through a not so pleasant event and then I decide not to go through that situation again and avoid it, am I trying to control everything? And is it good or bad? Not good, not bad. And no, that's not trying to control everything. It's good to step out of the way of a moving car. It's good not to burn yourself if you've burnt yourself before in a fire. That's not trying. The sense of control I'm talking about is this incessant worry of the future, this incessant need for things to go our way in a very tight way, not being safe. Like if somebody's toxic to you, don't be like, well, I'm just going to meditate and face them and here we go. I don't care what you think. Don't do that. Avoid them. It's okay. Control is thinking that you're going to control something about your health, which you can to an extent, but you're going to die. You're going to have pain. You're going to get sick. You're going to have people die. And it's not morbid, but I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm just saying the attitude we have towards these things is like swimming against the river. Life is going to happen the way it's going to happen. And the amount we actually can control is how we react to it and how we take action from it. But this kind of helicopter parenting style of life is really detrimental. And so we go with life. Not stupidly, you be wise, of course. You don't just walk in traffic and say, oh, if a car hits me, whatever. No. But we go with life. You feel the way life is going. This is what the Taoists call the Tao. This movement, this way things are going, and we go with it. Don't resist it. Not flabbiness, completely unresisting, but going with it. So, just don't worry so much. Everything's going to be all right. There's so many people who on this earth who were born, had amazing lives, just like you, had a life full of chaos, struggles, worries, problems, really worried about things, really tried hard for things, really didn't understand the world, and they're dead. In fact, most people who have ever existed have already gone through their life. So don't get so, it's not so important. It's not so serious. That's the word. Just let go. You're here now. Like that plane. There's a plane right now. Now it could be like, no, this video needs to be perfect. I need to make this very good, perfect, clean audio, just the birds, because that's meditation. It's just the plane. And now I can use it. See? Anyway. Well, I hope my jabbering and yapping helps. If it doesn't, that's okay too. But just remember, practice. Whatever you do, just practice. Wake up from this dream, this nightmare, if it can be a nightmare. Just investigate, what am I? And do that every day. Take your time away from life and just sit. It's the only thing really worth doing, truly. Thank you everyone for showing up today. Thank you for showing up for your life. And of course, as always, I will see you tomorrow.